Good morning, dear students. Today I am going to discuss a new chapter, lesson number 8, expansion of the British power. And from this lesson, we will learn about the Anglo-Sikh War, Dalhousie's policies of annexation in between 1848 to 1856, and also the definition of doctrine of lapse. Okay, students, so let's start. Here you can see that at the end of the 18th century, Ranjit Singh rose to prominence in Punjab. Means the end of the 18th century, Ranjit Singh became the powerful leader in Punjab. But after the death of Ranjit Singh, what happened? He was died in 1839. But for his weak successor, the power of the Sikh ruler became very weak. And in this situation, what happened? British government or the British company tried to capture the region of the Sikhs, and that resulted to Anglo-Sikh War. It was happened first Anglo-Sikh War happened in between 1845 to 46, and second Anglo-Sikh War it was happened in 1848. The first Anglo-Sikh War happened between the son of Ranjit Singh, Dalip Singh, in between Dalip Singh and British company. So after that, one treaty was happened in between these two leaders, Treaty of Lahore in 1846. So in 1843, Dalip Singh, Ranjit Singh's minor son, became the ruler under the guardianship of Rani Jindan. Here you can see at the time he was the regent of Dalip Singh court, and the Sikh army had become all powerful. In 1845, Rani Jindan, supported by the corrupt nobles, provoked the army to attack the British. So at the time of Dalip Singh, some of the nobles who are corrupted, who provoked the British company to attack on the Sikh empire. And the Sikh army fought heroically, but was ultimately defeated due to the treachery of the leaders, and signed the humiliating Treaty of Lahore in 1846. So the first Anglo-Sikh War, we saw that Dalip Singh, it was happened between the Dalip Singh and British company. Here Dalip Singh was defeated, and the Treaty of Lahore was happened in between the two oppositions, Dalip Singh and British company. Next, Anglo-Sikh War happened in 1848. So here we can see the British wanted to impose direct British rule over Punjab. And their opportunity came in 1848 when the freedom-loving Sikhs rose up in the numerous local revolts. Means here Sikh people started some revolts in their local region. Two of the prominent revolts were led by Multan by Dewan Mulraj, who was the governor of Multan and near Lahore, and next one happened by the Chhattar Singh Asariwala, the Sikh governor of the Hazara district. Next, we can see the Dalhousie's policy of expansion. Here, Lord Dalhousie deliberated allowed the revolt to grow and spread to other parts of the Punjab. Means he helped to grow the revolts the other parts of the Punjab. Why he helped? He wanted to spread the revolt the whole region of the Punjab, because as a result of the revolt, the king will be more weak, and king cannot protect his empire from the British company. And the British at last won a decisive victory in 1849, but a high cost. High cost means he conquered the place. They conquered the place by in the battlefield. And Lord Dalhousie annexed Punjab by a proclamation. Proclamation means official announcement. proclamation means official announcement. Sir John Lawrence became the first chief of the commissioners of Punjab with the annexation of Punjab. The British conquest India was complete. So 1848 was the last annexation of the British company by capturing the Punjab. And from the very beginning, Lord Dalhousie was determined to extend the direct British rule over the large area as possible, and he adopted some of the method to conquer the Indian regions. Or it can be said the instrument, whatever instrument used by Lord Dalhousie. He used 3 instruments. First instrument is war, second annexation, and third doctrine of lapse. So first we will discuss war, fight against of the opposition parties or opposition ruler. Annexations means conquer the place, and also the doctrine of lapse now we will discuss. The chief instrument through which Lord Dalhousie implemented his policies annexation was the doctrine of lapse. Chief means main. And under this doctrine, when the ruler of a protected state, means any protected state is that there have the boundary, died without a natural heir. Natural heir means the own son or own successor. His state was not to pass to an adopt heir. He cannot adopt. The emperor cannot adopt any son or another son, another child. His state was not to pass to an adopt heir as sanctioned by the traditional practice of the country, and instead it was to be annexed to the British India unless the adoptions had been clearly approved earlier by the British authority. If any, instead of this doctrine of lapse, if any rulers adopted the son, so after that it cannot be approved by the British authority. And by applying the doctrine of lapse, the British government annexed the states Satra, Jhansi and Nagpur. Satra in 1848, Jhansi in 1853 and Nagpur in 1854. So you have to remember the 3 states which was annexed, which was captured by the doctrine of lapse. First state was Satra. Next, annexation of Ayodhya. So Ayodhya was a subsidiary state I already discussed, and Nawab of Ayodhya had signed a subsidiary alliance. Subsidiary alliance means here is one type of the method of capturing or annexing the state of India. And here subsidiary alliance means here British company told tier 1 representative will be present in the territory of the Indian ruler or Indian regions, protected any state. So after that he will look after the matter. The representative will inform all the things, and if any other state from outside attack on the state, so the British company can help them. And also whatever the soldiers will be there to control or to protect the state, to protect the Indian ruler, so that all the expenditures that will be provided by the Indian ruler only. And without any permission of the British government, any state cannot attack in the other country, other portions, or any type of the alliance they cannot do with the other ruler. So that was the subsidiary alliance, and it was passed by the Lord Wellesley in 1801. And Nawab Wazir Ali Shah of Awadh was accused to having misgoverned his state and refusing to introduce reforms. His state was therefore annexed in 1856. By 1856, the English East India Company had established their supremacy all over India. Within 1856, and the 1857, the revolt of the Great Revolt happened. That last video I have said that 1857 revolt, their causes, consequences and impact. I hope you have watched this video and understood the matter. A lack of unity among the Indian rulers and their inefficient administrations had given an upper hand to the company. So these are the negative point or the negative impact of our society, that British government got the opportunity to attack or to capture our places, and the British had utilized their military strength and superior economic resources to their full advantage to bring the Indian state under their complete control. So students, I hope you have understood that how the regional state one by one gradually British company captured and brought them in their own controls and become the great ruler of our country and started ruling over our country. So today up to that much. Next day I will discuss the exercise question answer. Thank you.